Today is a victory for American families, a victory for small business owners, a victory for our economy and for the American economy for generations to come. When we started on this path more than a year ago, we knew it wouldn't be easy, but we have worked tirelessly to deliver more affordable health care, to deliver an insurance market that works for patients, not profits, to deliver billions of dollars in tax credits to help families and small businesses purchase insurance, and to control health care costs and get American families, businesses, and the economy back on track. Today, we can all be proud of what this bill accomplishes. We can be proud that every American in every state will benefit from new consumer protections and a more stable, secure health care system. Passing health care reform has challenged each of us. Together, we discussed, we debated, we struggled to find workable solutions to complex problems. But together, we persevered. Why? Because too many Americans were counting on us.
This is a great achievement. With all of the talk and all of the debate and all the charts and all of this and all that tomfoolery that goes on the Senate floor, what it really comes down to this. For far too long, we've had one dividing line in America, one dividing line that no other developed country has. We've had a dividing line on which, on one side, those with wealth and health had good health care. They had the privilege of having good health care. But on the other side, so many didn't. What this bill does is we finally take that step. As our leader said earlier, we take that step from health care as a privilege to health care as an inalienable right of every single American citizen. And as I've said before, this bill is not complete. I've used the analogy of a starter home, in which we can add additions and enhancements as we go into the future. But like every right that we've ever passed for the American people, we revisit it later on to enhance and build on those rights. And we will do that here, surely, that we will enhance and build on this. But we have made that first most important step to make it a right rather than a privilege.
Tomorrow, the Senate will once again meet on Christmas Eve to pass historic legislation that will finally make decent health care a right for every American citizen. The road to this moment has been long and difficult, as we all know. Progress always is. From the moment many Christmases ago when George Washington led a small band of troops across the Delaware River in a hailstorm, those who have attempted to make our union more perfect have always faced overwhelming odds. We, too, have been tested over these past weeks and months as we've pushed towards the passage of this legislation, and the final bill reflects the necessity of compromise. But we happy few in many ways, who have the privilege to cast our votes for health care reform tomorrow morning will never cast a more important vote in our careers. History will judge harshly those who have chosen the simple path of obstruction over the hard work of making change. It always does. But for those of us who have fought long and hard, in the memory of Ted Kennedy, who began this charge so many, many years ago, to build this legislation from a blank sheet of paper, made compromises when necessary, and stood firm in the face of long odds, we will always remember this day.
It's been a long, hard road for all of us. But now we've cleared every 60-vote hurdle. Along the way, we stand a few short steps from the most significant finish line we've had in Congress for many decades. This debate has been dominated by partisanship and politics. But I don't see this as 60 Democrats versus 40 Republicans. I see it as 60 leaders who stood up to insurance companies and stood up for working families all across America. I see it as 60 leaders who know it's long past time we declare health care a right and not a privilege. I see it as 60 leaders who refuse to let fear overwhelm the facts. I'm honored to be here with members of this great Democratic caucus. You see, health insurance reform is about people. It's about 500,000 Nevadans, 540,000 to be exact, who today have no health care, but will soon have the coverage they have long since needed. It's about Nevada families fortunate enough to already have insurance, but who will soon save as much as $1,600 a year in their premiums. We stand on the doorstep of history. We recognize that, but much more importantly, we stand so close to making so many individual lives better.